we had some questions on our sway bars for SN95. Now, back in 2000, when we developed AGS 3.0, Advanced Geometry Suspension System, 3rd generation, for the front, I used to like take the K-members and move stuff around like I did for the saloon cars. So what we did for our SEMA car, which was Kermie, we did a clean sheet of paper, K-member, and we did a K-member with a geometry built in. And part of that package was we developed a sway bar. And this is the sway bar we developed for SN95. And it's pretty much it's a complete drop-in and is adjustable. So there's 3 holes on there. And then also on sway bars, they come with urethane bushings. And a big tip on urethane bushings is you have to use the special goopy grease for urethane bushings. The goopy grease, kind of is impervious to everything. In fact, if you use it, I'd recommend wearing gloves, because if you get it on your hands, it's not coming off. You can scrub, you can use brake clean, you can use everything, is not coming off. But that's what you want. You want to put just enough. You want to smear some on the sway bar. You don't want to just load it in there, because if you load it in there, it's going to squeeze out, and there's going to be a lot of grease around the ends. And anytime there's grease or oil, it's going to attract dust. And you start attracting a lot of dust, and instead of being a lubricant, it turns into sandpaper. So when we developed this, we actually, it was kind of a cool time, because we were a member of a club back then, and the Putnam racetrack is maybe 45 minutes away. And I can't remember, it was either Tuesday or Thursday evening every week, it was like from 5 until dusk, open testing. So we did, when we came out with the 3.0 suspension, we did tons and tons of testing. And we actually originally had 3 different sway bars, which I labeled soft, medium, and firm. And after tons of testing, we eliminated the soft, we eliminated the firm, and just stuck with the medium. That seemed to work the best. And when I tell people on sway bars, also we've got our adjustable end links for SN95s. And we've got this, it's got a rod end. If you saw those 3 holes on there, so we can I always tell people, always start the middle hole. Get your car dialed up, and we'll talk about this in the academy. You do your tire temperatures first, you make your camber adjustments, and then you start, and then if you need to, then go to like shocks or sway bars. But if you start it in the middle hole, and you figure out how the car feels, then you can go soft and see how the car feels like that. And what you do is, as soon as you get back, you take your impressions and write them in your notebook. And maybe next time you put it on full firm, drive it, and then you come back, you write your impressions, and then you decide which adjustment you want, what feels the best to you. That's why I always say start in the middle. That way you can go firmer or stiffer and see how it feels like, and then make a decision on where you want to keep it adjusted. We also have adjustable sway bars for the S197s and 550 cars. We don't make them. It's a purchased product, but again, it's 3-way adjustable. And then for those cars, we've got our sway bar end links, adjustable. That's for the 550, and that's S197. And the reason you want an adjustable sway bar end link is that you want 0 preload on the front sway bar. That means if the car's on the ground, laden, or on blocks, not with the wheels hanging, but like if it's on the ground, you want there to be 0 preload in the sway bar. That means you can hook the bottom one up and the top one will just drop right in and out with 0 resistance, and that's how you want it. You get too much preload, and on really hard braking, if you don't have ABS, on hard braking, one wheel's going to lock up under hard braking, which you don't want. So that's and the other thing we do for our 197 and 550s is we have OE style ends. We've had some people use, like, we have to use a rod end for the SN95 because that's pretty much all that's available. But for the 197s and 550s, we have heard people tell us that they've used like the rod, other people's like spherical rod bearings, and that they bind at some point. Well, this is an OE type it's not going to rattle. It's not going to clang. Plus, there's a little zert in there, so you can put a little grease in there. So it's going to last a long, long time, and it won't wear out like a spherical bearing. So there's my little talk on sway bars.